guys, welcome to my arcade. I call this the Nintendo arcade because all the stuff I collect is pretty much Nintendo. I started my collection way back when I was a kid, really, collecting Sinclair Spectrum games, and I've always been a gamer. I was in the arcades when Space Invaders first appeared, and they've been a big part of my life, and you know, I've just collected these games over the years and they've just built up. But lately, you know, it's become a little bit more of an obsession, as I think with a lot of you guys who collect stuff, who are probably interested in this video. Well, I'm Chucky Egg. Oh, Alex Crowley, as my friends know me as. And I started collecting arcade machines because I think they kind of hold something really dear to me, arcade machines. You know, to me it's where it all started. When I first saw Space Invaders in the arcade, it just blew my mind, you know, and I remember kids queuing up around the block to play it. So to me it was a bit like rock and roll for our era, you know. I can imagine my dad's era and rock and roll came out, you know, it was something really special. Well, I feel video games was, for me, really special. So it's only since I've sort of got a little bit old and I've settled down, I've got a bit of space, that I've realised I've actually got room for this stuff. Well, I haven't anymore because I've filled this room up. And it doesn't take long, to be honest with you, because there's so many great games out there. And a lot of collectors know space is our biggest problem. We just don't have the space for all this stuff we'd love to collect and own it all, but we just can't. So I kind of narrowed it down to what I really like most, and that is Nintendo. I guess I really started collecting then. My first Nintendo item probably would have been a Game & Watch. I bypassed the NES area. I don't remember having a NES, or any of my friends having a NES. I had a Sinclair Spectrum back in the day, but it wasn't until the SNES came out that just kind of blew my mind. And half my SNES games up here I bought back in the day, and ever since then Nintendo's ruled the world for me. Just everything they do, they just can't put a foot wrong. I just love their stuff, even right up to what they're doing now. But let's get back to what I'm doing in this room, which is basically collecting arcade machines. So to my left here I've got the classic American Nintendo Row. Now you wouldn't have had this in the UK. So you've got a Donkey Kong 3 here, which came as a kit. So if you had a Donkey Kong or a Donkey Kong Jr., you could convert it to a Donkey Kong 3, and that came in a kit. You just replaced the marquee, bezel, control panel and the PCB, and there you go, you got a Donkey Kong 3. Next to that is my Donkey Kong Jr. This was one of my favourite games in the arcade. Only because it's got a lot of depth to it. I can get a nice long gameplay out of it, and I just love the game. And I remember playing this on the Game & Watch, so that's probably one of my favourite games in here. Donkey Kong, rock hard, very cruel game. Everyone knows it from King of Kong. It's a fantastic game. It's quite hard though, but yeah, I love it. It's Donkey Kong, you know. It's Miyamoto's baby, really. That's the one that brought him to fame. It was a big hit in the arcades. And then you've got Popeye, another Shigeru Miyamoto game. Funny thing with Popeye, I don't know if you can see that from where you are, because it's quite a narrow shot. As you can see, my game room is really narrow. You know, I wish it was so much bigger, I really do. But hey ho, I'm lucky to have what I have here. And so anyway, I was saying that Popeye there, that you probably can't see, was supposed to be Miyamoto's first game. In fact, you know, it wasn't. So Popeye would have been that kind of game mechanic as Donkey Kong, but they couldn't get the license from Disney, so they went with Donkey Kong. And it was only a few years later that he got the license, because Popeye's a really big game in Japan. Sorry, not big game, a big franchise. You know, it was a big comic, and people just love Popeye in Japan. I don't know why, but it is. And then right in the corner there, you can't see, is my Grail character, which is the Sheriff. Now this is Shigeru Miyamoto's first ever game he ever designed. He did all the artwork for it, and the guy did a lot of the sprites, and Game & Watch artwork did some of the artwork on it too. So for me, as a Nintendo collector, that's such an important item to have in my collection. And I remember playing this game back in the day, so that is my gem game in here. It's my favourite game, just absolutely love it. And I've also got another Sheriff, which I'll go into more detail another time, underneath the camera that's sitting on there. And on the right hand side I've got my Bang & Olufsen TV, which all you retro gamers have probably got for your gaming. It's got the best pictures, got the best sound. I think when these came out brand new they were 1,500 quid. So if you're into retro gaming, that's the TV you want, you know, that's the business. Underneath here, I don't know if you can see, I've got another really rare cocktail, Nintendo cocktail. It's a 1979 game called Space Launcher. I absolutely love this game. It's a bit similar to Frogger. I think this came out before Frogger, or around about the same time. I'm not too sure who copied who, but it's very similar, except it's space orientated. And I absolutely love this game. And then I don't know if you can see there, I'm going to do a review on everything in here eventually, but I'm just doing sort of an introduction, if you like, to my games room and who I am and what I'm about and what my collection is about. So here in front of the camera here is my Red Tent. It's a versus machine, so you can play either 2 players either side, or you can play 4 players. If you've got tennis in there, which I have, you can play up to 4 players. You can play Balloon Fight, which is absolutely awesome. Excite Bike versus Dr. Mario, Castlevania, I think it's Gradius or Nemesis is another one. So it's got some great games, and that's a real asset to my collection because it's almost like having a jammer cab, because it's got boards you can interchange, and yeah, I really like that. Although I haven't had much chance to sort of play it yet, because I only just recently got it, and I need some more games for it. Then up here I've got my console collection, so I've got everything from NES games, American, PAL, PAL A, PAL B. I've got Famicom games because I love the artwork. I don't just particularly collect, you know, NES games or Famicom games. If it's cheap, it's boxed, I usually go for boxed. I buy it, you know, I don't really care what system it's on really. I mean, people go on about frame rates and speeds and stuff like that, and on here you can see obviously the PAL version, you get a smaller screen. That's what I played with back in the day. I mean, that's what I'm used to. It doesn't really bother me too much. I'm not that anal about it, to be honest. But I do know that a lot of PAL games go for a lot more than Famicom ones, so normally it's Famicom games I buy these days. So you can't see there, but I've got a load of games up there. I've got Wii, Nintendo, GameCube, Super NES, Super Famicom, and right at the top I've got my handheld stuff like the DS, 3DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy and stuff like that, and a few Game Watches here. I've got Nintendo Flyers, original Nintendo Flyers, and up there I've got my consoles boxed, Virtual Boy, SNES, N64 and various other stuff, which I will get round to doing. I'm going to do the whole lot. I'm going to do videos for the whole lot. I'm going to do bloody game reviews. I'm going to do the whole lot. I'll do it my way. Okay, I'm not going to do all this fucking editing and shit like that. It'll be done my way here. And if you like it, just press like or whatever you do. Just give us a comment. It'd be cool. And that's it really, guys. So this is my first real video, I guess, of my games room. I'm just going to try and get the best shot I can in here. I don't know what the best shot is, whether it is from there, I might try and mount the camera up there. I'm just doing this on my phone as well, so it's not ideal. Hopefully next month I'll get a proper camcorder and I can get a tripod there and do some better gameplay videos, because I want to show you Space Launcher and stuff like that. So there it is. This is the Nintendo Arcade. You can follow me on Twitter at Nintendo Arcade, or there is a Facebook page, Ninty Arcade. You can catch me there. So there we are. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.